Hey guys, what's going on? TN.Frank here, and I have just booted into Emmabuntus in VirtualBox. You can see this is kind of not the right display settings here. So let's go ahead. Let's look up display, and here display is. Let's put this at. What do you think? 1680 by 1050. Let's look at that. Yeah, that looks a little better. We'll run 1680 by 1050. But you can see, you boot into it, you get a welcome screen, which is nice. I kind of like it when you get a welcome screen. You can go ahead and close it out, set it up to where you don't get this. But for new users, this is really handy. That way you can get to your tools and setting and everything from right here. Debian for beginners. I mean, you know, Debian reference. And unlike the name, Emmabuntus, you'd think Emmabuntus would be an Ubuntu derivative. It has been an Ubuntu derivative in the past. I believe they still have Ubuntu derivatives. This one is based on Debian, though. DE Debian Edition, I would assume, number 2. So this is the second one. It is based on Debian 9, and it has Xfce. Of course, we all know Debian 10 is the latest version of Debian, 10.2 to be more precise. But yeah, this has Xfce, so it's reasonably lightweight. Any more KDE is just as lightweight. But they do have Cairo Dock installed, which looks really nice. You have your Xfce panel, which let's go ahead and let's bump that up a little bit. Let's go to, 40 should be good. And like most Xfce distros out of the box, they have things a little bit backwards. You can see on the right is where all your things are, and then you got to move left. I honestly don't like that, so let's go change that. We'll go into properties. You can go ahead and go to behavior, and then you just check these top 4 boxes. We can also, let's do icon and title, and menu will be good enough. Yeah, we can just say menu. That'll work. There we go. Now we're better. Now when we hover, it changes. It's, menu and then down and then to the right. So yeah, that looks better. That's the way that I like to set it up. I mean, to each his own. Everyone has their own way of doing things. This is the way I like it. I didn't install the dark theme. There is a dark theme, which if we go in here, we can go ahead, you can see settings. And settings is pretty much the usual suspects plus. You're going to get everything that you're used to getting with Xfce. And they've added a few little extra things in here. So yeah, this is a fairly full-featured distro. You can do your desktop here. We got active tasks bar right now. We can have a workspace selector if you want. There's Redshift, theme configuration. Like I said, I didn't do the dark because a couple times I looked at it with the dark. It was hard to see things. But we can go in here to appearance. And they have quite a few different Xfce themes in here. I mean, there's like Clear Look, Industrial, Crux. I mean, that's different. Adwaita Dark. It's not a bad looking dark theme. Of course, you got your Arc Dark, Arc Darker, which I don't understand. It's not really that dark, but there it is. For icons out of the box, they're running something called Revival, and it's a pretty decent looking icon set. Of course, you can do your Mosca icons. You can see they've kind of changed a little bit. We can go GNOME, and there's our GNOME icons. Of course, there's Breeze, Adwaita. They do have Oxygen, which I kind of like the way Oxygen looks. But yeah, this Revival has kind of a neat look to it, so I would probably stick with that. Font settings here, you can go ahead and change your fonts up, make them a little bigger. Go back to all settings. There is a screensaver if you care for such things. I normally will disable that because I honestly don't want my screensaver coming on when I'm doing stuff. You have preferred applications. You can get to your panel from here. About anything. I mean, there's your display. They have a firewall. I mean, it's covered up in stuff. Windows wireless drivers. So yeah, pretty decent. Power management. Whenever I press my power button, I like to shut down. System, display, I don't want it going to sleep on me. We'll turn all that off. Security, never, don't want to lock the screen. This is little ways I set things up for my own personal use. But they have a boot manager here, boot repair, just a lot of stuff. I mean, they're covered up in stuff here. And we can go ahead and look at the menu. You got, like I said, all your settings. They have quite a few accessories. If you're running Brother printers, there you go. If you got HP devices, there's your manager there, HP device. They got calculator. They got a virtual keyboard. So about anything you want to do here. USB image writer, USB stick formatter. Xfburn, which I like Xfburn. It's lightweight, but I mean, it gets the job done. It's pretty decent. Task Manager, which is just kind of basic. Here's your Cairo Docks, where you can kind of adjust things for this. Development, they have a few different things there. Education, they actually have some decent stuff in here for education. This little stellarium here is actually kind of like little star charts and stuff. And we'll see if this will open up here. We're in VirtualBox. But yeah, you can see. Opened up. Looks really cool. Not sure how we get out of it. Let's try escape. Aha, here we are. I was covering it up. So here we can adjust different things. You can set up your telescope. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do something, look around at the night sky. Let's see if we can get out of here. And how do we close? Okay, I'm not seeing how to close this. Okay, here we go. There we go. Hey, we're back. All right, I didn't crash the system. But yeah, you can see even up here, you have your shutdown and everything there. Here's your calendar. Volume control. Just your basic stuff. If you've run Xfce before, a lot of this should be real familiar to you. Right-click on the desktop. You can go to Desktop Settings. And from here, we can go ahead and change up our wallpaper. They have quite a few different wallpapers. That's kind of a nice one. Here's like a sandy looking one. There's a dark theme one. That's kind of pretty. We'll go with it. Let's say you like stuff on your desktop. Maybe you're was a Windows user or are a Windows user and you're moving to Linux. I like to say were. I'm optimistic people will move away from Windows. But let's just say you want to go ahead and put your home folder and your trash icon on the desktop. You can do it right there. You can adjust the size. Go ahead and make it a little bigger so you can see it. Or you can go ahead and remove trash, remove home. I mean, whatever you need to do, it's all right here. Xfce used to be my go-to. I used to run Xfce quite a bit. But I really like KDE. KDE is a lot simpler now than it used to be and a lot lighter weight. So that tends to be my go-to now. But graphics, we got Darktable here. We got the GIMP. So you can go ahead and right there, GNU image manipulation program. Inkscape's in here, LibreOffice Draw. Pinta's in here. Simple Scan, which I've used Simple Scan a lot with my HP scanner printer to scan documents. It works great. Internet, you got a bunch of options. Firefox is my go-to, but they also give you Chromium. You got HexChat and Pigeon if you want to go into IRC chat rooms. Transmissions here, so you can download all your torrent files. Or there's QBitTorrent, which I've never really used it. I always like transmission. Multimedia. Now they got some good stuff here. Audacity is in here, which you use to mess around with audio files. They have Kdenlive in here. That's my go-to for editing videos. There's a video transcoder. We got VLC Media Player. You can install non-free codecs, audio, video, different fonts are here. Adobe Flash Player, everything's right there. Office, sure, you're covered up in Office. You got the full LibreOffice suite. Plus you have some PDF viewers, Evolution Mail Client, ebook viewers, dictionary, Calibre for reading books. System, yeah, here's your system. We can pull up HTOP. Go ahead and make this a little larger so we can see it. Zoom in, go to view, zoom in. There we go. And you can see, we've opened a few things and whatnot, but we're about 632 meg. Not super heavy. I mean, that's about what my KDE runs. So not too bad. Not using a ton of CPU. And there's Wine. You can uninstall Wine software, or they got Wine tricks. If you got to run Windows stuff, it's there. Of course, you got for your Samba servers, Synoptic package managers here. I'm glad to see that. System Profiler and Benchmarker, Task Manager, Xfce Terminal. And like I said, we can zoom in. And we can do a quick uname. Well, don't want that. There we go. Yeah, you can see kernel 4.9. 4.9 189 Debian. So yeah, they're a little bit behind the curve because they are running Stretch and not running Buster. But Stretch is still viable, and like I said, hopefully in the near future they will go ahead and be bringing out a Debian 10 release of this. But you've seen like the basic menus and stuff here. With the dock, this is kind of cool because you can click on a category in the dock and you get subcategories that pop up. So it makes it real easy to find stuff. I mean, if you want to burn software, There's 3 options. Let's say you want to do something with video. You know, it shows you your options here. Office, there's a bunch of options here. Audio, you got options. So I like this dock. This is a really cool looking dock. And of course you got an application menu here. Or you can go anywhere on the desktop and right click and get kind of a little menu too to open things. See, here's your applications here. So all in all, I'm not going to move away from Debian 10.2 and KDE. But if I was looking for a distro and didn't have one that I really enjoyed, this might be a viable option. This might be something I would run. Back in my KDE days, it's pretty much how I would set it up, with a dock along the bottom, menu up top. If you're moving over from Mac to Linux, this might be a good way to go. If you just want something different, you know, if you're moving even from Windows and want something kind of different, this might not be a bad way to go. I mean, like I say, Xfce Debian, it's a good decent distro. It should be pretty much rock solid. So, you know, I hope this has maybe been helpful for someone who's doing a little distro hopping. Maybe they wanted to see something different, and go ahead and go on Distro Watch, download her, look at it in VirtualBox, throw it on a USB stick, boot to it. I mean, you know, take a look at this. Emmabuntus, it's right now on Distro Watch, and you can always do a search on Distro Watch for it. So, like I always say, either we stand up for our rights or we sit by and watch them go away. Hope you guys have a rest of the day be a good one. And if I don't talk to you before then, y'all have a Merry Christmas too. We'll be talking at you. TN.Frank out of here.